Do. Well, I'm bored. It took all the more of 5 seconds, but something wrong with this picture, I think, folks. We're in the wrong game right now. You're watching Final Fantasy VII. Welcome back, folks. This is Acid Roots, and we've got more Final Fantasy VII. So it's the last day of July, the middle of summer, and I definitely felt like between the skits that I'm doing, just trying to get some more FF7 and some good shit. Now keep in mind, I really dislike this specific portion of the game, so you're going to see a couple of attempts, and then I'm just going to skip to the point where I got past it, just because I don't know how many times I would have had to film this and be attempting it. You'll see why it's so annoying here in a second. But the point which you're supposed to do, you're supposed to press the circle button, and you're supposed to move when those guys are moving also. If they're facing you, they'll spot you. But sometimes the running distance is longer than their running distance, so it's kind of weird. No. Barrett makes it, but you'll see what happens. So, of course, it would be the last person that kind of gets me messed up and shit. So. And then, of course, I got a phone call after that, so I kind of had to skip some footage and stuff. So. But yeah, so I don't even know what's been going on besides that yeah, I've got plans for acidic roots and such, and I'm definitely going to start trying to come up with my next cameo, and you'll be seeing that like in September on acidic roots. But it's going to be some fun. You know, when this goes through, it's going to be a slick look. I can't wait to get to like. I mean, because I'll tell you, I mean, most people seem kind of bummed about like Halloween being canceled this year because of coronavirus, but I kind of felt the same way about October's Eve, which is September 30th. That's a pretty nasty day if you think about it. Has the potential to be as fun as Halloween, is because it's autumn also. It's pretty creepy. It's not just October that's a creepy month, it's also late September, so I'm definitely going to do a video this year celebrating that. And I might do one on Acid Roots depending on what happens. And if I can find the video game that I'm trying to do for like September, October, it's going to be a blitzkrieg. These guys are what you have to fight if you get caught trying to sneak past those guys. You have to fight them every time. So it's just like, that's the thing. I mean, you may think the first couple times, but it'll start to piss you off when you get to like the 6th or 7th or 8th or how many times it takes. The most annoying part is getting past the first part, and then the last part, catching you and snagging you, having to do it all over again. So, I mean, I definitely feel like Final Fantasy VII is a pretty high-ranking game, but if there would have been more moments like this, I probably would have to detract from the score, because this is just a blemish, I would say. I mean, it's a 3-disc game, and it's probably over 50 or 70 or 90 hour long if you're new to it, but this is such a thing that just pissed me off way too much. So. Yep, so. Yes, Tifa just doesn't have the sneakiness about her. It's her that keeps getting caught, it's not anyone else. I think a big guy like Barrett would be easier to spot, though. But you get the idea, you just have to press the circle button when you're moving, so. go. Yeah, I'm not gonna force you to watch that fight again. You get the idea. I mean, once was, kind of mechanized enough. So we're on the move, and there's still plenty left. I mean, I'll tell you, I was pretty mad when I did this reporting footage, but there's still plenty left in this Shinra headquarters. That's the thing there. So I'm gonna talk to these fellows, kind of learn some information, but also like, I don't know what ruckus they would have talked about. It would have been on the elevator. But, yeah, see, the dialogue in this game is still pretty stellar, even for like 97. Considering all the stuff that's past is presentable. Makes me wonder if like the Final Fantasy remake that just came out is actually more stellar also. I just would have to say of that dialogue. I definitely think Square Enix could handle it. I don't suppose. I mean, they don't really trip that much in Final Fantasy. I mean, even the ones from like the Super Nintendo era had some stellar dialogue. So I think it's the point to an RPG. Huh. Yep. E-card 62, so you are supposed to talk to these folks, Huh. Let me teach you some things. Like, what are you talking about, Huh. Don't get any ideas. Shit, I don't think Cloud would say that, though. He'd be like, okay, teach me behind the lockers. I'm supposing that this person we're talking to is female. Probably, well, yeah, obviously, but I don't know if you can make the character that you control anyone but Cloud right now. It's kind of like Chrono Trigger. I mean, you have to be Chrono for most of the game, but I think maybe later you can control someone else. I don't know if it'd be strange running around as Barret or whatever. Tifa even. But I'm just gonna go save just because the main reason why I'm going to save is because I don't want to do that sneaking segment again. So. There is a lot of chaos that's getting ready to happen in the next few episodes, and that's the thing, it's relatively early in the game. I mean, this is only episode 21, but I suppose as the time shows, we're 5 hours into the game, so it's like, yeah, automatically you spend, if you watched all 21 of these, you spent 5 hours or more with me. I mean, I've gotten it done relatively quickly, but still, I mean, you're supposed to take this long. Unless you're doing like a speed run or something. So I'm almost in month 4 of doing this damn game. I'm only up to like the 22nd episode after this one. It's kind of the thing. I did get a bunch of footage a week or so ago, but I'm gonna have to do more. I've got more skits I need to apprehend and stuff. I'm still trying to complete Blackthorn and then Super Metroid, so I get those games squared away. I want to do more PlayStation games, I just don't know. I need them to kind of have like the same appeal that like this game has. I mean, obviously I would like to do Metal Gear Solid, Siphon Filter, some of those games, but it just depends upon if it's too difficult or, yeah, I mean, that's kind of, I'm gonna keep digging around, see what I find. So this part is the bibliography / the library stage. So basically you have a puzzle to complete, and the thing about it is you have to go through these libraries and find the one book that is not like the other ones, and it'll create a word. And the way you find that is, you know how it says 10? well, you have to count the letters in, like, the name of the book that you read, and then it'll, I mean, that's what you get to. So it would be, you know, it would be A, B, C, D, E. If it's 5 letters, it would be the letter E. If it's 10, it would be, like, F, G, H, I, it would be J, and so on. Now, you only have to do this 4 times, so if you can kind of figure out, like, if you can kind of use the process of elimination to sit there and say, if you are damn certain that, like, one of those is correct, it'll kind of allow you to kind of, and that's kind of what I did here, was I managed to narrow it down to 2 books for most of these that it could have been. I don't remember what one it was, but for this one, but I managed to narrow it down to 2 books, and then I wrote those down. And then obviously, since there's only 4 letters that you need, I mean, if I'm damn certain that one of them is the letter O or something, then I've found my answer. Because that's the thing, is, I mean, they're gonna make at least one of these obvious to you to kind of make it easy. So I'll kind of not talk as much so I can kind of help you a bit, because the second one was the one that helped me, peace preservation / weapon development. So whatever book doesn't have to do with that is kind of the one there. But alright, so this next one is space development. So this should be an easy one. So modern history, that one fits. Modern history, that one fits. Economic report, that one fits. And then, yeah, that one fits also. Special peacekeeping, so that would be the one that doesn't. So obviously, yeah, so it would be, well, so it would be E. I was saying that it was the letter of the alphabet, but it was the 3rd letter, so S-P-E, so the letter that you need is E. So that, obviously, that's the easiest one, because special peacekeeping has nothing to do with space. So you have to take, so I guess I kind of made an error. You don't take the letter of the alphabet, you just take the letter, the letter that is in the numbers. So like for that one, it would be the 8th letter that you see there. So yeah, it's a little confusing. I mean, if you don't like my instructions of how to explain it, you can just look it up online. But it's going to tell you basically the same thing, so yeah. So like that one, biological characteristics, it would be a B if that one were the one that there was something wrong with. So yeah, so just pay attention. If you get the same playthrough that I get, I guess I could just spoil it for you that the answer is best. And just because that's the only one that has E, I mean, no matter what, you're going to have at least the letter E in the correct answer. So if you don't see anything else that has E, that should tell you right away. So it's kind of tricky. I mean, it kind of is. If you get it the first try, you get a special item. You'll see that in the next episode. I mean, this did stump me for a little while until, I mean, I had to consult H.C. Bailey, but I figured it out, and I do get it on the first try. So kind of like the main thing. This is scientific research, so you'll kind of see some stuff here. That has to do with science. I kind of forgot, so. The Genova project, that probably has to do with science. That might. That one does. That does. Yeah. That's the only one. It's either that one or the second book in the second aisle. So, but it's simple enough. You'll figure it out. So, all right, folks. So we will complete this puzzle, and you'll just have to, you know, do some research. I mean, it's difficult to the point where you may have to figure it out on your own, but I'm trying to be kind of helpful. Subscribe for more fun. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful night.